Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about motors. So, if you want to move anything in your design, most likely you'll need some sort of motor. So, a motor is something that has usually a shaft and then a body, usually with like a stator. And then you have like brushes, if it's brush or brushless, where the coils are wrapped differently. But the idea is you have something that spins inside this body that rotates a shaft and it pretty much converts electrical energy to mechanical energy through you either have like AC or DC motors. So you have some these are like bigger type applications, the AC ones, and then you have more mini ones for more like automation type applications with these type of DC motors or for robotics. And you also have stepper motors too, which is more common. So most of my videos, I'll probably be focusing on brushed steppers and brushless motors. I'll go into details of the working operations of those motors in some other video, but in this video, the main focus will be how to actually mount it and then just some basics on how to spec them out. So if you look on the side here, you could see you have typically maximum speed in RPM, rounds per minute, or revolutions per minute, and you have some voltage requirements. So this just depends on like your power supply, what you have. Um, a lot of it too is based on horsepower. So 5 horsepower greater is definitely really strong. And then you'll have some shaft requirements. How big are you turning? So there's like more detailed calculations you could do to see which one suits you. But typically, you'll have some torque associated with some diameter, and then they will They will usually be corresponding to the correct size for its appropriate load that it's dealing with. And then you have like frame sizes here. They go by NEMA standards for some of them. And you might have like a current specification, length of the motor. You have different shaft diameters. So we'll go into shafts in another video. But for now, just know that shafts is just this part that sticks out. We call that a shaft. And you have different ways of rotating. You have a motor enclosure type, different power sources, enclosure material, and so on. Okay, so in this example, we'll just take a look at a compact DC motor. So here we're looking at like a round one, for instance. So I'm just going to click on any of them for the sake of demonstration. So if you take a look at this, usually the motor specifications, they'll tell you the size here. So um, let me go back. So usually what they'll have is they will have the main center diameter here. So that's I'll show you when I open up the model, but there's like this main center diameter that's usually for some sort of fitting. And then you have a screw size here, right here. It tells you it's a 256, so it's a tapped hole. And then you have like the shaft length and everything, right? So we're gonna go ahead and download this and put it in our motors folder. So this is 256.125. So let's get a 256 screws. We'll just get something a little bit longer than 0.125, so a little bit longer than 1/8. So maybe actually let's just do a 1/4. We'll download this too. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and make a simple bracket. So I'm gonna sketch on the top plane. Let's make this maybe 1.5 inch. Make this 0.125 thickness. Actually, it should go right here, 0.125, and then I'll make this 1.5. Call this motor bracket. Okay, so I'm gonna open up my, let's see, where did it go? I'm gonna open up my motor in my folder. Okay, so you can see our motor is here. And this was the main center part that I was saying. So this is zero point 0.5. Usually some drawings, they will specify the tolerance, but as we can see in the one that we were looking at right now, they don't specify any tolerance, but usually for that diameter, they'll have some tight tolerance for you to have like a nice slip fit. But in here, I don't see anything. So for now, we're just gonna assume that it's a pretty standard fit, and then we'll make it a little bit loose. Maybe a nice slip fit. Okay, so here we're gonna go ahead and make the hole for that mount. So we'll sketch a circle here, and we're gonna add a center line to um, we'll make this 0.5, 0, 1 to make it a slip fit. Okay, and then this one from the drawing, we could check out the diameter. This is the diameter of this is 0.875. So if I go here, normal to, and I go hole wizard, actually I'll do a through hole clearance number 2, position, sketch out a circle, make construction, and then it was 0.875. I'm gonna add one here, and then I could do a circular pattern of 3 times and make the center point my reference, and then make that coincident with this circle, and also make the second point coincident. And now everything should be fully defined. And then there's a point in the middle that um, sometimes this will show up as like another hole in your drawing, but we'll worry about that later. Okay, so this is your bracket. And then we also have our screw. So I'm gonna drop that in here. So this is our 256 screw. So if we put everything in assembly, it's gonna look like this. Gonna pin it, put our motor bracket, our DC motor, and then our screw. Okay, so here we're gonna make a concentric mate with this, and we want to flip it. And then here, the face of the motor should mount on here. And then because these holes are tapped, we have a through hole, like we said earlier. And we could just mate this to be concentric to one of the holes. Let's see. Sometimes the hole's not exactly circular, so I'm gonna change the transparency real quick. I'm gonna go normal to have a better view of this. Okay, it looks like it's centered. So maybe I'm gonna click this edge, change this back to the normal transparency. But if I click mate, okay, so now the concentric mate is applied. And then I'm gonna exit this, and now I can mate this screw. I'm gonna mate it to this hole, and then the surface of this would mate to that surface. Okay. And then I'm gonna copy with mates with this one. Repeat the coincident, and then the new mates will be for the circles. Okay, so that's how you would mount a motor to a motor bracket. And then this bracket might go on something. Okay. So right now I have it aligned this way. And we could take a look at the section view of this. Okay, so you can see that in this view, this is how it would look like. Okay. You have the circle aligned to something, and then these holes will go inside. And usually this feature here, I would say, is more important if you care about alignment, but if alignment is not an issue, you don't have to make it fit exactly. Okay, so that's how you could set up a motor to mount on something. And then usually this plate, you could attach it to a base plate or something. Okay, I'm gonna save this and call it motor assembly. Okay, so different motors might have like different patterns. This is a small one, so it has 3 patterns, but you could do different things with it. And then this is a shaft here. That's part of the motor. So in other videos, we'll show you what you can do to attach to this shaft. But for now, you at least know how to put a motor and choose the right screws and look at the drawings and everything to put it into your assembly. Okay. So if you found this video helpful, give a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.